Morning guys, just a beautiful sunny morning here in Bangkok, Thailand. Having a morning ciggy. And I'm going to talk a little bit about today, the effects of doing drugs in Thailand and how severe and dangerous it can actually be. And I'm very, very lucky to even be here talking to you guys. I've had a lot of near misses, and I probably should be locked up in the Bangkok Hilton by now. But that's another story. I'll take you through all that in later stories. But this morning I'll quickly talk about sort of the effects of coming to Thailand and using drugs, which isn't a good idea in any country, but in particular Thailand, where they do have the death penalty, and there are people out there that do work for the police, and they do actually inform the police, and they put you in a trap. But a bit about me, first of all. I've been here almost 15 years now. I came here at a very, very young age, probably 18, maybe 19. And before I came here, I made a very, very stupid decision, which is not to do any research at all on the country, which I stress. If you are traveling, you need to do research on the countries, whether or not they have the death penalty, whether or not the culture, the do's and don'ts. I suggest you really read up and don't make the same mistake I did. But it started off when I came to Thailand. I was basically riddled with addiction. I was just started heroin at that stage. I'd already been smoking weed for a long time, since I was 11. And I had a problem with drink as well, heavy problem with drink. And when I first got here, I was very ignorant to the fact that your life can change in a heartbeat. I started off in the islands, Koh Samui, Koh Phangan, with a girl I met. And basically on the islands, back then it was kind of lawless, and it kind of still is now. A certain family a Thai family runs the island, and they've got a lot of influence on what happens. And it was just the beginning stages of my pill addiction to Valium and Xanax and drinking. Back in those days, you could walk into a pharmacy and you could ask for Valium. You could ask for Xanax. You could ask for whatever you wanted. And I went to the lady once. I said, can I have some Valium? And she said, how many do you want? And my eyes instantly lit up, and I said, I kind of tested it. I said, I'll have 20. So she got out a little ice cream scoop and started putting 20 Valiums in a bag, and says, there you go. And I just couldn't believe how easy it was to get, prescription drugs over the counter. So, I was skinny enough when I first came here. I think I was probably 59 kilos, 60 kilos. And for about a year straight, I just did, 15 Valiums, 20 Valiums a day with drink and all that kind of stuff, and progressively got worse and worse and things like that. But my heroin addiction didn't really start until I got to Bangkok, and then it really went downhill. But I'll talk about that in another video. But the point of this video today is just to sort of educate people on doing drugs in Thailand, or not to do drugs in Thailand, because the punishments are very severe, and in some cases, even if you're wrong, they don't want to lose face, so they will make you confess in some cases to some things that you didn't do, for a reduced sentence. So it's very, very important, because they also do random drug tests as well since the army's taken over. Even if you have done drugs in another country and you've actually flown into Thailand and you do get drug tested, piss tested, and you do have drugs in your body, you can actually still be arrested. And a lot of the people that are the cause of this are the African drug dealers in Sukhumvit, a place called Sukhumvit, which is in the city of Bangkok. And, they also mix their drugs with a lot of really bad things, like in some cases rat poison, whatever they have available. And there's been a few times where I've almost OD'd on bad batches, where I've vomited out blood, black tar, all sorts of things. In a result, I couldn't eat for days, but I mean, that didn't stop me, using drugs at all. So basically, I'm going to start a series of videos to sort of explain. I'm going to actually take you into the city and sort of show you where I've had some near misses and things like that. I also hid my addiction from my wife as well. She had absolutely no idea. I don't know how. Because I was drooling everywhere, I was nodding off all the time, and she endured a lot, having to come to the police station and bail me out and things like that. And I'm really, really ashamed and embarrassed of that. But I stress you enough, I can't stress enough, even if you go out here partying, a lot of the times the Africans will they'll say to you, "Hey my friend, what do you need? What do you need? Come." And they'll try and seduce you into buying what they've got, whether it be ice, coke, heroin, pills, whatever the fact may be. And in some cases, what happened to me is I got set up by an African buying drugs, which resulted in me almost spending a lifetime in a Thai prison. And I mean, that was only one of many instances where that happened to me. I have been clean now for a little under 2 years. I'll talk about that in other videos. I'll also actually go into a prison, Bangkok. You can't take mobile devices in there, but I will actually film around the prison, and I'll go and meet some foreigners that are actually in there, and then come out and tell you their story and things like that. I'm really lucky to be alive, and every day I wake up, I'm thankful that I am alive. So the point of this video is an educational video to really make people aware, if they are coming here to party, be very, very careful on who you trust. A big thing also Thais would like to ask you is how long you've been here for, and if you say you're only here for a week, then they know that you're fresh, and they can actually manipulate you and con you into doing something you wouldn't ordinarily do. even the famous full moon parties on Koh Phangan, the alcohol that they have there is in some cases bootlegged, and you can become very, very sick off that. They'll actually make their own alcohol, put it in a legitimate bottle, and then serve it to you in a bucket. They're called buckets, and it's a mixture of all sorts of chemicals and just shit. So in future videos I'll explain to you some of the stories and things that I've been through, some of the near misses, and basically a little bit more about my life and what I've been through in Thailand in the past almost 15 years of being here. So yeah, I just thought I'd wake up this morning and make a video about that, and try and make a series and also help people with addictions as well. A couple of things I did to sort of clean myself up was to really have a lot of support, family support, which is really, really important to have support. You know, I kind of alternated between substances for a while. So you kind of, a really big habit of addicts is to sort of swap one addiction for another. And eventually I got really, really sick, and I was on the verge of dying, actually. And that was kind of enough. But a few little things that I'll share with you in other videos about what I did to sort of recover, and the ups and downs, and some of the depression I went through, and what I did with that. Actually, writing helped me a lot with my depression. I'm in the middle of a book that I'm writing about my life here in Thailand, and that really, really helped. Possibly even writing a journal, a daily journal, and things like that. But you know, I'm really grateful to be alive, and I kind of want to share my experience with you guys, and really just sort of make you aware that if you are coming to Thailand, or any other country for that matter that has the death penalty, you need to be very, very careful who you trust, and what you do, because it can result, 1 second, 1 minute can change the rest of your life, and you're going to be in a situation where you just don't want to be in. It was only because of police corruption that I was able to get out. And if I didn't have the money at the time, I'd be in a very bad position right now. But yeah, guys, I just really wanted to sort of start documenting my personal experiences, and sort of really just educate those that do decide that they want to use drugs in Thailand, that it's not worth it, and there is a chance that you might not go back home, because they really don't mess around here. So yeah, I wish you guys a great day, and I will be making a couple of videos a week, touching on different topics, going different places, telling you exactly where things happened, taking you through the city, and some of the traps to avoid, that you probably might not even want to go down. So I'm going to go and grab some brekkie, and speak to you guys a bit later. So thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Bye.